All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is March 28, 2023, and I actually have a very big banking update. I think I got this week figured out, but to start off this video, I want to talk about AMC getting bought out, and I have a secret play, and this is the only thing I got for a thumbnail. I'm hoping this looks good, bro. I'm telling you, apes, I wore the money shirt for you. I forgot to even explain why I was wearing the cheetah shirt yesterday, and y'all just started clowning me, but this one's for the apes, and apes, I have something for you, because this AMC rumor, it was wild, but there is one stock out there that will actually benefit off of all of this. So we made a flip on AMC today, and if you don't know too, we flipped AMC from 2020 or 2019 and at $5. You know, we were ahead of a lot of it, but here's the chart of AMC. We got this news like 10 or so minutes before it got halted. We were very early. That's why you want to be there. YouTube.com/the stock market. But it all started from this tweet. Charles Gasparino. Now, I feel very interested about this guy because he puts out a lot of different rumors and a lot of them never come true. I'm even surprised like he gets away with it, but it's like he posted this today, and he said it looks like Amazon is viewing AMC as a distressed asset and that they're considering buying them. And that's where it started going up. As you see here, the news link was like intersect.news. That one was a little bit weirder there. And then he gave an update after the halt. The stock popped up a little bit, came back down. It fluctuated between like 13 and 19% after the halt. And then he gave another update, and he was like, hey, for the record, I know a lot about AMC, and with the Amazon story, he's saying that it has to do, or everybody is overlooking that AMC wants it as a distressed asset and not at a discount or a premium. And then shortly afterwards, he came in with here, Fox Business confirms Amazon has long considered the possible purchase of AMC, but for various reasons hasn't pulled the trigger, and they said there is no deal on the table for now. So this caused a bunch of stuff. Even when it came out, like I was even hitting people up on Amazon. They said I can't say anything about it. Go watch the stream. You can watch how this all unfolded out live, but here is the play for you now. EPR. Within like 30 minutes of all this happening, you'll notice EPR's chart, it started going crazy and they're holding up. Why? Because this is the REIT that owns most of AMC's properties. Now, this is why I'm saying it's going to be the winner, because at the very least, it's very interesting, and it does even relate to one of those long-term plays that we made recently. You remember MPW? Well, what's the problem with MPW? We added this to the long-term. They have two big tenants that people are worried about, and that's why this company is trading like half of the value or the premium compared to any other medical REIT. People are worried about the tenants. Well, guess what? With EPR, their second biggest tenant is AMC. 13% of all of their profits are coming from the AMC leases, and believe it or not, people are worried that AMC, when it comes time to renew leases and all of that, or if there's an AMC bankruptcy, that's why EPR has been getting beaten down a little bit more than their peers. But now, after this report, what everybody's saying is like, well, whether it's true or not, or if we have to wait till AMC becomes distressed for Amazon to come and swoop in, at the very least, EPR would be the one who benefits off of it, and they would actually get a windfall. So I thought it was very interesting. I thought I should share this with the cult and the apes here, because I think it's a great way to look at the news and see some of the back and forth with all of it. It's big news, but welcome to the market. You know, you could dive a little bit deeper there and find like secondary plays, and I think this one could be a good one. Now, I did grab 100 shares. I grabbed it towards the high a little bit. You know, my name's Top Tick Josh. Nice to meet you. But here's the risk with the play. Their ex-dividend is in a couple of days. So chances are stock is going to drop after ex-dividend. It might catch a run-up leading into it, but that's pretty much the only risk. Other than that, it's a REIT. It's exposed to everything else going on with the banking sector. So, you know, you got to take your own risk with it, but I thought I could justify it. I think till the bottom, it goes down to like, I think it's like $4 or $5 there a share, and it's already at like multi-year lows, I believe. Pretty much 2008, 2009 prices. So thought it would be interesting. Thought I would share it with you, but let me know what you guys think about that. And now, as far as what happened today, I mean, here's the only update. the banks kind of had 2 days of gains, aka today, XLF and regionals, they closed up about 0.1%. So a little bit of that bank healing from yesterday didn't really quite hit. And then what happened around like 30 minutes after the bell, or about an hour, we got to hear from Congress. It was the head of the FDIC, Michael Barr, the head of both the Fed and the vice president of supervision, and then the undersecretary for the Treasury. Now, they kept talking about the problems. I mean, a lot of stuff sounded bad. One thing I pointed out, look at the daily, you did not get any like news pops on any of it while they were talking about it. And what a lot of people are saying is that, yeah, it sounded like more regulation. We didn't get too many updates on said regulation, but at the end of the day, you had no talks of any bailouts. So that is kind of what fueled things the last couple of days. And even to start off the morning here, the interesting part was that a lot of people were saying, okay, if this is going to be day 2 of the banks calming down and that we think this banking stuff is cooling down, they're like, well, if that's the case, then we immediately have to start looking at inflation and interest rates. So this is going to be the main theory for the rest of the week that I want to share with you, because it's very simple and it's kind of surprising, but pretty much the PCE data on Friday, I believe it's going to actually be way, way more important than we expect. And it's even pricing in more volatility for the PCE this Friday than the FOMC in a couple of weeks. Now, granted, that event is way down the road, but even comparing this out to even next week with the non-farms and all of that, this event with PCE is important. Now, why? Because banks are still low. We're trying to figure all of this out. Even if the bank stocks are good, everybody is immediately going to start looking for inflation and then what's going to happen with rates. So if the PCE comes in hot, that is probably going to set people into a double fear where, yeah, maybe we even get bad news, but now we have to think, okay, or now we know inflation is running hot. And now, granted, here's the key about PCE. You have a month or about 5 weeks until the Fed. So this PCE will be important for the short term. However, you're going to get another one right before the meeting, and then you're going to get the CPI and all of that other stuff. So it's like one out of multiple sets of data. It's like important, and you can find a way to write it off. But in this context now and how people are trying to juggle, okay, do we worry about banks? Or if the banks are fine, we got to jump down back to inflation and everything else. That is what is going to make this really important. So I wouldn't sleep on this, and I'm sure you noticed the last 2 days. This is that uncertainty I've been talking about. We spent a lot of time to do nothing, man. The way the market is moving, very, very wild. Even the bond yields like I bought up yesterday, still very, very important. But it seems like the rest of this week, if we kind of get stuck in this lull, we are going to have a big quarter rebalancing at the end of the month leading into April here. But it's all going to come down to the PCE, and that'll either stoke new fears unless we hear more from the bank. So that's pretty much everything. The final part I'll pull up to you guys is to keep in mind for some of the ETFs now, we are getting weird moves with the bank stocks. A lot of people were noticing throughout like some of the speeches and everything else today, a lot of individual regional stocks like FRC, they sold off. Again, Gasparino, he said they're not up for sale. Again, just be very careful with that source. But you know, we're watching these stocks move individually, but if you notice, KRE looked pretty stable. Well, I overlaid it today with First Citizens. Remember, this is the one that just got the SVB assets. We've talked about it a lot. They're back up to like $900. This is skewing the regional bank ETF. So keep that in mind. Watch the individual companies. Like we've said, people want this to be the week of healing, but we'll find out how it is. And we got through a congressional meeting today without any talks of stimulus. They said they'll use their tools, but it was not to the nature of what we were hearing. So we'll see how it all plays out. I think it's going to be chill as far as even the plays. I trimmed a lot of stuff. I cut out my Procter & Gamble today. I closed my Meta, both the puts I had and the long shares. Got out of my Square. I flipped WBA. I sold my FRC for like only like a $50 gain or something like that. Closed out of the Qs for $200. Flipped a little bit of Apple. I lost on a trade on MU after hours. Abysmal earnings, but people liked it. And then I bought those APR or EPR shares, and then we flipped AMC for like another 40 bucks too. So that was fun. But other than that, still trying to wind down to get to more neutral so we could prepare for either a better bond play or a better environment where swing trades won't be so sensitive, or even the daily scalps. Again, you see the daily range, man. I mean, you make your own judgment, but gonna be writing that out. We're gonna be taking that balance to where we want it to be, and then just wait until we get more info. So I hope you're ready, but that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure hydrate, healthy, ready to go. Make sure post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to remember, control what you can control. Your attitude is always in your control. Everything else could be taken from you. People could take a lot of things. They could even try to take your life, man, but nobody could take how you respond and your attitude towards what happens. And just don't add to that ball of yarn. You got to go listen to that philo today. This might be a little too deep for y'all. I had to hit y'all with the ending, you know, because I was ending them kind of weird. I was being weird, but I wasn't telling y'all drink the water the same one. You know what I'm saying? I'm hyped, bro. So, Chad, let's go. I'll see you over the next couple of days. Let's close out this week, get it through the middle. Wednesday, some co-real estate too, baby. It's game time. I love you all. Have a good night. And God bless America. God bless. Is that... Have I ever ended it with that? Shout out to Vets, though, you know? You like the shirt? I'm not even going to tell you about the shirt from yesterday. I'll just clear. I'm out, man.